So we're faced with a decision. For as you can see, I believe it was toward the end of the last stream, but if you haven't been paying attention to my Blue Sky, toward the end of the last time we streamed Monster Hunter Wilds, I made a joke about making Unga Bunga. Was it? It was the last Wild stream, right? I think I'm getting it confused because I think, we did Rise in between, and I think I mentioned him on Rise, but I definitely haven't showed him. I'm just trying to pinpoint when we talked about it, but I took it upon myself to see it through, and he's here, and he shouldn't be the whole time, because I'm not looking to start another file on stream like that and just like dedicate a whole other file to that. We have a main file that we're trying to do stuff on as well, but for at least a little bit. Yeah. I originally mentioned him while playing Wilds, because that's where I had the idea, and then I just hope it was the last time that we played Wilds toward the end of it. Assuming Fire's things aren't about this, I think we can maybe just go ahead and lock in Unga Bunga for now. Show you that real quick. We don't have to do too much with him. Just, but there's a couple things. Okay. Here he is. Need to get to a I kind of just, so there's a lot of things going on here. The armor is kind of just going the way of picking all the things that I didn't pick the first time around. And so it's, it's an alloy head for one thing. Feminine alloy head, and then feminine chemistry stuff. And then I forget the name of the creature, but it's like a small monster legging, I think. And yes, he is using the hammer. Face. Yeah. Kind of. I can also, you know what, I did there when there's literally... He's beautiful. I'm actually mad at how great this came out. I don't know why. Like the colors seem to work out, and then you can tell it's a face paint, so like this is like the one time I actually want more armor around him, because we can't reveal like too much from the neck down, or else the real skin color will make itself known. But and then I picked the alloy helmet so it would show his face well enough. Okay. So the game only has like 6 voices. 3 are kind of male skewed, and the other 3 are kind of female skewed. The male voice that sounded closest to Bunga to me is the one that I'm using on my other file, and I didn't want to use the same voice. And for some reason I didn't mess with pitch or anything at all. So so he kind of sounds like a girl, but in some ways it sounds closer to Bunga a little bit. I don't know exactly if that was one of those like female VAs doing a male character situations, like what seems to happen so often, or not, but it's kind of just what I went with. So it's like the deep female skewed voice.
Impressive.
It's kind of like there are times where it has like the same amount of effort put in as like the male voice, and so it just kind of, Yeah, I didn't mess with pitch or anything like I should have, and now if I save stuff, you need like character customization vouchers and stuff, and I already used it to change the voice, I think. So I can't do that, but just be aware of that. And then for the Palico, we have Kion as the Palico. I added a little bit of... I did what I can with the ears. I swear I tried to mess with the ears, and there wasn't a good looking one, so I made them... I kind of just flattened them to make them look decent. I do like the color of the eyes that we got. I put a little extra between the ears to mimic like his hair up there, and most importantly, I do have the scar over the eye. To be fair, Bunga does have a bit of femme leaning. Yeah, it's you're like hopefully like I want to get into a cutscene with him, and so maybe you can more accurately hear it. But that's I kind of feel the same way. But yeah, and then I went with this pattern just to, well, because it's got the red stripe and that kind of went over the head as well. I put more on the head, but it's still like the closest to that, and it's got the paw on the chest, just the closest we can get to the symbol of the guard. I think in early like concept stages, I think it was just a paw mark anyway, so that's kind of fun. Last thing I want to run by you before we go do stuff is we have Ono here as the Sacred.
Hope we find it this time.
Shut up. I did what I could with the colors. I was actually relieved with how white I was able to make him. And like the plumage on the head works pretty well. Okay, thank you. I do like how the colors got, but I can't help... I think we have unlimited Sacred customization. I can't help but feel that if we did Unga instead, I think maybe that would be a little more accurate in terms of like how the beak and everything looks. So I wanted to run it by you guys. Should we try and do Unga, or should we leave Ono? Because I'm willing to maybe try and see how it goes, and then if we don't like it for some reason or something, can maybe go back. I think we have unlimited Sacred customization. I think Hunter and Palico customization needs a voucher, but I think for Sacred it doesn't matter. But yeah, this is basically Unga. God, the beak is like perfect. The beak is perfect for Unga. Just make the yellow eyes. Because in theory, the blue would be attached to like the iris, and we can't customize that. The sclera, yep, okay. So this is basically Unga. And she is a bigger bird, so it does make sense for her carrying my shit. And I feel the beak is a lot more accurate and everything, too. So, I think I will go with it. We at least got Ono on stream. But, I will go ahead and change her name. And it does appear to be spelled like this. I could have spelled it like that and then put Bunga as the main character name, but she puts the Unga and Unga Bunga. The Bunga eat. Also, because I chose a feminine voice, they're gonna call Bunga a her in cutscenes. I'm not sure I like that.
What's Astrum Unit's primary mission here? Is it to look for the White Wraith?
I heard that unlike other volunteers and referrals...
So yeah, the problem with the voice is he's just not very excited. If he had a little more enthusiasm, you could go like, oh yeah, that's kind of Bunga, but they just talk like this all the time, and then you don't really get the vibe of it.
Sacred?
Don't tell nobody.
Maybe we'll find find the wraith.
Do you know why we can't tell anybody, chat?
I don't want to waste any more energy than I have to.
It's a secret.
Be this way.
Yeah, I think for multiple reasons, Unga just makes more sense. But I may go customizing my sacred on my main file and just make Ono over there. Yeah! It's Uthduna time. This is a cool fight to do.
No, that's not the monster.
Nope. That's a fatty Boomba laddie. Which, why does that sound like a Monster Hunter monster?
You take Eric and run.
Let's come up with a description for a fatty Boomba laddie and Monster Hunter in the chat. Bonk. Yeah, the problem is Olivia's here, and so we've got two Unga Bungas Unga Bunganing. Dormammu, I've come to Bungan. Oop, missed. Ooh, okay. Yeah. Oh god, the frames. You're not imagining things. Those were some bad frames. Can you? Alright. Heavy Kabisa. The problem with hammers, after some moves, you're just literally incapable of moving sometimes, but I did figure out a way to counteract that a little bit.
Are you okay? Where does it hurt?
My soul. My pride. Pride, Lion Guardian. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. You do get some moments of surprising quickness and mobility with hammer. Because, like, I like this dodge while you're charging. That's great. Oh, okay, fine. Can the little crocodigators get out of the damn way? Show him that Twende Kiboko? Oh my gosh. Beshti will be my third character. That does restart the charge though, okay. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Okay, I hit them with part of it. Smart speak caveman? No, he's speaking Swahili, technically. That was close. Swahili as depicted on a children's Disney program. Which is where all of this came from. That's where Monster Hunter was born. No, I'm kidding. Not that thing. Oh god, the frames. Come with me and you'll be in a world. Are you close enough? Okay. I'll take that as a yes.
That veil protecting it is made of water and fluid. We can destroy the veil or find a way to target its body directly.
We destroyed a wound with that? Nice. Okay, this is kind of good. Constantly rotating hammer on Sacred. Oh no, I'm trapped. Nobody hunting in Uthduna today? Unfortunate. Alright, that's like my one opportunity to get on the back of the thing with anything other than Insect Glaive. Oh god. I do really hate those B attacks, because if you just miss with one, then it's like, oh, guess you don't want to continue the combo. and it takes forever to recover. Although I think the ZR charge, or sorry, in this case RT, I think the RT charge is a faster way to do it. I'm in a spot I probably... Oh, okay, it worked out. Should have hit. Interesting how I can do that dodge right through those waves. I feel like I shouldn't be able to do that. Oh! Okay. I'm trapped.
Hang on.
What? Oh. They weren't letting me do the dodge, and it's probably because I had no stamina, because they keep healing me, but they don't cure my water blight. Thank you.
Olivia!
Oh good, Macaulay Culkin is safe.
Were you able to subdue it?
For now.
That was a rather ferocious monster, yes?
A rather fat, rocious monster.
Come on! You can also report that it did something to the Leviathan that proved fatal.
It choked it.
However,
It Wayne Brady'd it.
traces of external trauma, which means the White Wraith was somehow able to use a non-physical method of attack.
Oh yeah, I called bullshit on this before. It's like, what do you mean non-physical? It choked the hell out of the thing.
We should pay the Woodwood.
What are you doing, sir? If the boomerang wasn't there, this would be a very suggestive animation. Chat, he's polishing his wood very, very hard. I don't know what this animation is. Is someone here to interpret? Alright, the one last thing I would like an opinion on regarding this character. Because we've got Kion, we've got Unga, who looks very nice. I think that worked out pretty well. Just makes a lot of sense to have Unga instead of Ono. But the final layer... The final layer to this was changing all of the chat messages. So I originally began with just making literally everything Zukazama, which is great for memes, but I've like eventually like some of these are positive and some are negative, so you at least need to be able to discern for communication purposes with your hunting mates whether something positive or negative is happening. So I did account for that. So there are a lot of Zukazamas in here, to be fair. We do have an Hapana, a Hapana for when movement is impaired and when we're pinned down. You saw when we faint, it is Heavy Kabisa. And then there's just a lot of... I do have a Hakuna Matata when someone else goes down. I thought that would be a nice thing to have in there. Because I think... Don't sweat it. That might as well be no worries, which is what Hakuna Matata means. For the rest of your days. Problem-free philosophy. Hakna Matata. You know. Everyone knows this. What I would like an opinion on. So first off, Smar mentioned earlier the whole unbungalievable thing, which I forgot was a thing, and now I have to put that somewhere, and I'm not sure which one to replace. I suppose the one that makes the most sense is when we faint, but I think when, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when it was used in the series, it was a positive thing. Like, it's something so good or so awesome, he's saying, like, that was unbungalievable, and, like, didn't use it in... Yeah, okay. So it needs to be. It's a shame that, like, you know something I noticed? There isn't a victory message in here anymore. Rise had that, and there isn't an auto victory message anymore, which kind of sucks because it could go for that or something. I also considered a Till the Pride Lands End, Line Guard Defend, maybe splitting it up into two different ones, but That almost feels like too on the nose. Like these could just be like if people don't know the catchphrases, people just go to this and like, what the fuck? And then, but if I just coming out and saying Lion Guard defend, I'm like, who the hell is this? What the fuck is wrong with them? But we should be way past that point of feeling susceptible to judgment about this whole thing when we've already committed so much time and effort. But so yeah, Smar, if you were doing this, where would you put Unbelievable? If you could only put it in one or two places. Another spot that I kind of like. Where is that? Where'd it go? Heals you, someone else faints. Yes. Another one I kind of like is when someone else mounts a monster. You could do it there. That. There we go. Now that looks fine. It's almost like Mad Max Kion. The Wastelands. Unbelievable. There we go. When someone else mounts a monster. Okay. What if we just had one normal message in here? No, that... Nah. Chat, he's polishing his wood over there again. Zukazama, zoom, zoom, zoom. Yes. I don't know about the zooms. It doesn't need to be a Mazda commercial up in my auto. They don't even do that anymore, I don't think. Which is a shame. Like, if it was just the animation, that would be one thing, but there's all these sound effects with it. He's giving polishing his wood 110%, man. What is he doing over there? Are you all done? Okay. I'm sorry you had to see that, Unga. I would... Okay.